I welcome you to the series. What is that hurdle in your life that you need to cross? What is that hurdle that makes you panic? Our passage is from the book of Exodus, chapter 14, and it presents us with the story of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. The theme is crossing the hurdle. It is my aim to use this story to learn how to cross the hurdles of life. Life we know presents us with different hurdles, and our ability to cross them determines our happiness. The people of Israel had their share of it when they were being chased by the Egyptians. Imagine when Pharaoh finally allowed them to leave, the joy they felt, considering the fact that they had spent about 430 years in Egypt. But then the text says in Exodus chapter 14 verse 5, that Pharaoh changed his mind. So what did he do? He harnessed his chariots and called in his troops. Pharaoh took with him 600 of his chariots, the best of them, along the rest of the chariots of Egypt, each with its commander, and chased the Israelites. When the Israelites saw Pharaoh and his army approaching, the text says they began to panic. They became afraid. Before them was the Red Sea, and behind them was Pharaoh and his army. Imagine being in the shoes of the people of Israel. What would have been our reaction? Definitely fear would have enveloped us all. What is that hurdle that evokes fear and panic in your life? What is that hurdle that brings you the feeling of paralysis? Is it the lack of money? Is it sickness? Is it a marriage issue? What do we do in the face of these hurdles? In the face of their hurdle, Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. Just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm." Exodus chapter 14 from verse 30 to 14. What a wonderful exhortation by Moses. The truth is that to believe that God is with his people and that he will fight the battle gives one a stable mind in the face of the hurdles of life. Knowing that we have God on our side helps us to manage the fear. Knowing that we are not alone and that God is with us and remains our great provider aids us to overcome every negative emotion. Do we believe that we have God on our side? The second thing to do if we wish to cross the hurdles of life is to keep moving. The passage says, God said to Moses, "Why cry to me?" Tell them to keep moving. This means they should remain focused on their journey. When an athlete keeps looking back while in a race, what happens? He or she gets defeated. We don't have to give up and stop. We need to keep trying. We need to keep journeying. We need to keep going forward. The last point to stress is when God told Moses to use his staff and raise it over the sea. This is a tangible, ordinary object. But because God was in the story, it became an extraordinary tool that created a way for the people of Israel to walk on dry ground. However, when their enemies, the Egyptians, got to the same spot, what happened? They got drowned. The question is, where is your staff? There are tangible tools that are available to us, but we keep doubting their potency. We keep doubting their usefulness. The staff is that tool in your hands. In other words, that which is within one's capacity, that which is within one's means. To overcome the hurdle, God would like us to focus on what is in our control and use it. We must focus on what we can do at this moment. We must not cry over what is beyond our control. Once we remain focused on what we can do, God will perfect our efforts and let His glory be seen in our works. It is this kind of attitude that makes the crossing of the hurdle possible. May God bless you. Amen.